daylight. Globus. Endless Gun Show? Oh, let me give you the real deal. The real feel. I'm actually not that big now. I'm probably going to get chubby again now that I quit my job, but we'll see what happens. I could use a little pick-me-up. And that is exactly what I will do. Because I'm out of weed and I cannot hit the dispensary for a minute. For a hot minute. Desperate times and all that stuff. Ouch. I'm like getting all the trikes and shit that are fucking stuck to the inside of my grinder. Just while I wait for people to kind of filter in. People aren't used to me streaming during the day. It's been a couple of years since I did daytime streams. What up, Boston? Good morning. It is still morning, isn't it? It certainly is. Just trying to get a little fucking wake and bake going before I get started. What up, Wither King? Yeah, for about 10 more minutes. It's still technically morning. We're going to lean with it, rock with it. We are going to lean with it as well as rock with it simultaneously. That is what I would prescribe for such a kerfuffle. Yo, what up, Ben? Wagwan. What up, Selassie? Laid out some of the white supremacy that exists right in front of people's faces that they are completely unaware of, like who lives by the freeways, construction of freeways dividing neighborhoods, and the names of towns like Amherst being named after Lord Amherst. I've had that. I haven't gotten. Let me go ahead and ready up so I can get to a game. I haven't gotten into a super deep dive on that type of stuff yet on this channel. I want to. That's inevitable, obviously. Not just because of the depth of my knowledge and the things that I would like to talk about, but also because of my community and the things that they have experience with and knowledge about and would like to talk about. But that said, I have talked from time to time. I'll show you guys really quick just because the match hasn't started yet. The flag behind me, I'll go this way. The flag behind me is actually, people ask if it's the Maryland flag, and that is technically correct. Baltimore County is in Maryland, and that flag is based off of the Maryland flag. However, the Maryland flag has a racist origin. Very racist origin. An origin rooted directly in the Confederacy. The Crossland Cross on the Maryland flag represents the families who supported the Confederacy. And the checker obviously represents the Union. But the flag, the Maryland flag itself, is supposed to represent the ability of the Confederate families and the Union families to all put their differences aside and come together and live and coexist. If that doesn't sound like the most liberal shit you've ever heard of in your entire fucking life, right? But yeah, not many people know that about the Maryland flag. And a lot of people do and don't care. Morning, Fett. Had to smoke a little Queen Elizabeth to get me going today. The Georgia flag. I think the last flag in America to have a battle flag, a Confederate battle flag on it, coincidentally, is Mississippi. And the reason why I know that is the same reason why I know everything I know about Mississippi. It's because my family is originally from there. My grandmother was from there, which means all the epigenetic trauma that I experience and deal with through life is from there. My mother, my grandmother, and my great grandmother were all from there. Jackson, Mississippi. All born on the same plantation. Oh no, it's the motherfucker to be coming out the lockers. How he didn't see me, I will have no clue. You have family in Biloxi? Word, right on. Not in each other's lives, though. Well, I mean, you don't have to be blood to be family. You don't have to be family to be blood. Here you come back. Oh, fuck! How did he know? Fuck! That was a wild fucking situation. How he knew, I certainly do not. But we're gonna lean with a rock, I guess. Why is all my shit dark? I can't see a fucking thing. I'm just in the fucking dark until he gets me. I see a timer. What up? No, Nemosemiotic. Yeah, I'm on during the day. I quit my job, so I've been struggling a little bit. But the good news is I get to come on here during the day now. I've been trying to hit 11 a.m. as my stream time for my daytime streams. But yeah, mileage may vary. Yeah, real self-care is bandaging my wounds in the dark. So I've been SpongeBobbed one time. This gen has progress. The motherfucker can teleport through lockers. Oh, and there he is. He keeps coming back here for whatever reason. And obviously, him being the killer that he is, he's in this bitch checking lockers incessantly. SpongeBob. Lines up with your workday, nice, semiotic. Motherfucker is on his way over here. Go away, yo. Why are you continuing this? Alright. They are obsessed with me. And there we go. Let's get to the gate. I already know I'm about to get fucking cooked while I'm opening the gate, but let's see what happens. Oh, what up, Michael? I'm in the tank top. What up, Pyro? What's goody? All the homies in the house. I don't know what this killer got going on, but trying to get some tea. I want some tea. I guess no tea for me. I'm on here showing clavicle. I got the Hoochie Daddy shorts on too. Fit check. With the Mortal Kombat's on, you mean? Oh no. Okay, alright. That was worrisome. I bumped my desk and my fucking right screen went green. But then it came back. Someone's gonna need to have a stern talking with me. And the chair destroying cheeks, yes. I got a BBL, but with adamantium. So that my cheeks destroy anything that they fucking touch. Anything that they touch just crumbles into dust within seconds. Proletariat Hooters. You kind of have to be a pro to work at Hooters. Unless you're like the fucking like owner or proprietor or whatever. Those people are goofy anyway. How did I get the least amount of fucking blood points? I guess I really didn't do all that much. All I did was pop the last gen and fish for tea bags. I wanted my tea too. That's crazy. Sometimes the killers just give up. It's kind of wild. Oh, shout out to all the users in chat. Just cause. Why not? It was off and it was bothering me, so. Let's hit the blood web and look and see what we got coming off the bloody web. The Commodious Toolbox. I'll always take toolboxes. What even? Oh, it's self-aware. I don't even use that perk. Oh, I might start using that perk. I didn't know it makes you walk 20% faster. That extra walk speed is crucial. Yeah, let's go ahead and get that, actually. Twitch imploded on itself a bit. I didn't know, because I don't follow, like, I'm not, and this is my fault. This is probably why I'm not a much larger streamer. But, like, I don't care. Like, I'm not part of, like, I'm a part of the Twitch space insofar that I'm literally on Twitch right now, but, like, all of my favorite, like, all the people whose Twitch channels that I watch and actually pay attention to are people that have at least interacted once or twice in this fucking chat. Barring, like, Hassan or, like, I would say Hassan is probably the only famous Twitch streamer I watch, and I don't even watch his streams. I just watch his YouTube clips. The only people whose streams I actually sit and watch, like, while they're live is probably, like, Paradigm. I watched Critical Ace Theory the other day. Who else do I watch? I don't even really watch. I watch a few people, but not that many people. In my chat arena right now, I have me, obviously, Aston Mac, Seductive Seaweed, Paradigm Shift, Joe Lewis, Jason Society, Arun, Anno, Tegma TV, Rotted Ranch, Critical Ace Theory, Ellie Fried Comrade, KF Logan 1875, Famous Horse, Eli Monty, Ali, Fade Runner, UD, Gremlo, who is live right now. Shout out to Gremlo, even though I'm banned in his channel. Pixel Paws, OCAT Gaming, Overlord Cly, James from the internet, shout out to Levelhead, who is also live right now, and of course Fade Runner and Boy Meets Mini. Famous Horse is pretty cool. He's a leftist streamer who streams like Chaos is Mel and them. He's pretty cool. I've interacted with him a bunch. I just started talking to James from the internet yesterday because I didn't realize he fucked with Baltimore. He was here during Freddie Gray shit and got arrested trying to cover the Freddie Gray stuff. If you rock with Baltimore, then I'm rocking with you. That's all there is to it. Because not many people rock with Baltimore. Lots of people have had lots of negative things to say about Baltimore, actually. And I would like to be one of Baltimore's defenders. There's a lot of rich culture and history that exists in Baltimore that I'm going to explore. But also, the people of Baltimore are just as deserving of respect and love and appreciation as anyone else in this fucking godforsaken plantation of a fucking country. And a lot of the people that exist in, not a lot, but some of the people in conditions here are very similar to the conditions that you would see in places like Jackson, Mississippi. Jackson, Mississippi is the poorest state in the Union, some of the poorest people in the poorest state, right? But with that said, the lowest mobility out of poverty in the entire country exists in the city of Baltimore for African Americans. Went to a couple shows at Red Emma's. So the new Ed Remma's is about to actually open kind of within walking distance to me. So we'll see how that goes when that plays out. Every time I think about jumping ship, I never end up doing it because I wouldn't even know where to go, even if I committed. You know what I mean? Where would I go besides Baltimore? If you guys have any suggestions, I'm all ears. How do I feel about Detroit? I've only been to Detroit once, and I enjoyed Detroit because it reminded me so much of Baltimore. I compare all cities to the city of Baltimore. Even the place I was born in, Dayton, Ohio. I'm originally from Dayton, Ohio, even though I've spent my entire life in Baltimore. I am 15 to 20% as familiar with Dayton as I am with Baltimore, but still, every time I would compare Dayton to Baltimore. Havana, so here's the thing, right? Because I was on that online leftist tip for a minute where I was I'm gonna move to an actual communist country, where I was talk about moving to Vietnam, think about moving to Cuba, right? But then I thought back to, well, it wouldn't, this time would have been before my conversation with Shark, but now whenever I get that wild hair, I immediately think of my conversation with Shark. It's the first thing I think of, because the main point that I had in that conversation is the fact that it doesn't matter where you go. If you look like me, you have a worldwide global fucking debuff, unless you're moving to some place where the conditions there, it's not worth the effort to move from here. You know what I mean? Although, I want to see how a lot of these countries like Ghana and a lot of these other countries that are like trying to nationalize and stuff, I want to see how that shit plays out. Because, like, obviously it's too late now to, like, move around and try to plant roots and build a life. I'm 33. If I was going to try to meet someone and have kids and build a home and shit, I probably should have gotten started on that like 5-6 years ago, right? At the latest. But maybe one of those spots would be cool to retire. You know what I mean? Like, well, it sucks that I didn't get to grow up with the benefits of Wakanda, but it'll be cool if I get to watch Wakanda get built in real time. You feel me? It's not too late. Seriously, yeah, I know it's not too late. I know it's not too late. I'm just dicking around. And plus, you know, conversation with Shark and all that. I absolutely refuse to get white women pregnant, so. That was a joke. For anyone who didn't understand. Because I know people are gonna fucking be weird as shit about black people having senses of humor about their own conditions. It does feel harder though. I'm older than you. I feel hesitation to leave. Yeah, it's not that it's harder. It's just that, like, where would I go? Because if there was some place to go, I wouldn't hesitate. I just haven't figured out where the fuck there is to go yet. I would go back to Dayton to take care of my grandma, and I kind of want to do that. But that's obviously not a that's not like a long-term futuristic thing. I'm not going to be doing that in 15 years. We'll say that. Well, you never know. That's not the future I'm prepared for. Anyway. My grandmother's very fucking tough and very hardy. I was 84. And Dayton might not be an upgrade. Well, that's the thing, is that in terms of cost of living, damn near anywhere is upgrade. Living in Maryland and living in Baltimore specifically is like expensive as fuck. The cost of living here is insane. I think a living wage in the state of Maryland, like average, in order to like live and have a 1-bedroom apartment, so on and so forth, you have to be making $33 an hour. $3 an hour. It's fucking nuts. But I know that Dayton has a much, much lower cost of living. The standard of living is a little bit higher, if not exactly the same, just because their healthcare system is different in that state. That's why my grandmother moved back from here, because Maryland's healthcare for the elderly fucking sucks. Like the state healthcare is trash. My grandma had the state healthcare in Ohio. But and I think gun laws are different. Like, they're a little, like, Maryland's gun laws are pretty fucking draconian. But Ohio also happens to have the highest concentration of active hate groups in the country. Like Klan and biker gangs and Wolves of Inland and all that kind of goofy shit. So, I don't know. We'll see. I've definitely heavily considered it, though. I'm gonna just use one of these, fuck it. I got 3 of them. And I got a brand new part. So like, I'm not even gonna bring that. I'm gonna bring these. I got 6 of them motherfuckers. What is this? Spawn and hatch in the main building. Alright, because I'm with randoms, I'm gonna keep it a common. Oh my god. Circle of trailers with a Confederate flag flying in the middle of it. Yeah, Southern Ohio, like specifically where I'm from, like Dayton, is only 45 minutes from Kentucky. And a lot of the places that you would go in rural Ohio, like rural southwestern or just rural southern Ohio in general, are like completely fucking indistinguishable from like Mississippi, Louisiana, Alabama, any of those places. The only difference is the accent. Parody is lit. I don't know if I responded to that earlier, but yeah, Twitch. So Twitch, I guess there was obviously the gambling thing, which has always been absolutely insane to me. But the answer to that is the same answer that we had to the question of the Booba streamers, right? Gamba and Booba are the same quandary with the platform, right? Where they say they're supposed to be family friendly and all this, blah 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 blah. They pick and choose who they apply their TOS to, and the reason why they do that is because the entirety of that section of Twitch makes Twitch too much fucking money for them to say no to that. I already know that the sex workers on Twitch who like can't even advertise their only the OFs and all that shit, they're getting absolutely fucking like just smacked over the head when it comes to the fact that you have to split damn near everything 50 fucking 50 with Twitch. But then the Gamba streamers are probably making even crazier amounts of money through bits and through tips and all that shit to just bet and just I don't know. I have always had a very fucking I've always disliked gambling in terms of its capacity to the main thing that I hate about gambling is the capitalism. I'll say that. I've hated the fact that capitalism and the fear of being destitute or the lure of quick easy money drives people to make very, very poor decisions in terms of their conditions as well as potentially conditions of their family, friends, comrades, whatever. Case in point, you have people like Slicker, I guess is this guy's name. I have no idea who any of these people are, but I guess he was like finessing all of his followers for tips and donos and stuff, finessing other streamers for hundreds, if not thousands of dollars for him to continue, was it like sports betting? Whenever I hear gambling shit like that, I'll automatically assume that it's Texas Hold'em because that's my game of choice. But your mom developed a gambling problem? I'm sorry to hear that. It definitely affects people, though, yeah. Like, I've definitely felt myself. It's, I mean, all the gamers who fucking fuck with loot boxes and shit now. If you've ever played, like, any type of card game, like Magic the Gathering, Pokemon cards, any of that shit, and you bought booster packs, you know the feeling, right? My first ever I will never forget this, ever. Because someone stole the card from me. But the first booster pack I ever opened when I was like, God, like 8, 9 years old maybe, Pokemon first came out. Oh my God. Pokemon cards first became a thing. Oh, I'm stupid. Pokemon cards first became a thing. All the kids in my school were getting them. I was in like 4th grade. In aftercare, kids were talking about Pokemon. Begged my dad to get me the game. I got Pokemon Red. The card game comes out. Kids are going crazy about the cards. Everybody wants cards. Kids are getting beat the fuck up, getting their cards stolen. Motherfuckers are paying $50 for holographic specific cards at the mall. It was in full fucking swing. The first booster pack ever that I opened from Toys R Us on Route 40 in Baltimore County, Maryland. was a holographic Articuno. That was the rare card in that pack. And like, I was hooked. I needed to buy as many booster packs as fucking possible after that. And I was like 9 years old. I was a fucking child addicted to gambling. Twitch announced a TOS change to ban unregulated gambling sites yesterday, like stakes.com, which XQC make their money for you. Yeah, but that's absolutely not outright banning gambling on the platform, which is what should and probably needs to be done. You were in uni when Magic the Gathering got big in the UK. You might be a little older gent than I then. Spent uni money on boxes of boosters? Yeah, that's nuts. The only reason I would do that, I would spend like extra, just knowing, and only because, you know, hindsight is 2020. The only reason I would do that shit is I would buy like a retail box of boosters and then leave that bitch sealed for like 20 fucking years and open that bitch up and be a millionaire. Or at least have like a smooth 20K in like 10 years. You know what I mean? Those motherfuckers ain't want to get me down. I'm gonna go ahead and do me here then. I guess they're going for him. But yeah. Dr. Disconnect. They would continue to support sports betting and fantasy league stuff? Of course they would. As stated previously, they make too much money not to. It has nothing to do with liberties or family stuff, anything like that. It's literally just because Twitch makes a fat fucking bag off that shit. I stamp that's why OnlyFans is banned on Twitch, is because the only reason why OnlyFans is banned on Twitch, why you can't advertise that kind of stuff, is because Twitch wants their cut of their money. They want their 50-50, as opposed to you leaving Twitch and going to one of those other sites. What the fuck is this guy doing? Big fucking AFK. Yeah, I guess that's better than... I don't want good to be the enemy of perfect here. You know what I mean? It's better than nothing. It is something. But it's still very gross. OF Twitch partnership when? We'll see. when all these other sites decide they want to start taxing their content creators for 50% as well. Is he fucking moving now, or is he still just standing still right there? He's still just standing there. Time to fucking dip. Let's get it, let's get it, let's get it, let's get it, let's get it. That's confusing because my spine shield was still lit up, even though I know what direction he was facing it. He's out there AFK, so you might as well. I guess there's protests happening in Iran right now too. Iran. Fuck it, I'm getting out for this goofy DCs. Cause that's the next step, and I'm not losing all my blood points, wasting my time in this fucking goofy ass mission. I'll cover that on the news stream tonight. My brain is not fully turned on yet. What did I owe? I gotta accept your fucking cookies. Go ahead, give me the damn cookies. Give them to me. I kind of want to play something else. I don't know what I want to play though. I want to play Demon and Ex Machina, but I don't think anybody plays Demon Ex Machina on Twitch anymore. Yeah, there are currently no channels streaming Demon Ex Machina. So that's cool. Uh-oh, what happened to my chat? What happened to my chat? Yeah, my bad. I don't know why I even interacted with Erudite. I got Eli Monty fucking tagged me to that shit. It's because fucking Eli's new to the space, so he doesn't know which streamers to actually take seriously or not. And streamers like Erudite and like fucking like Stardust and them will go out of their way to play that game of chicken where they try to see how serious they can make someone take them before they eventually realize that they're trolling. Oh, that's why some dumb. Cause I share a ban list with Universal Discourse, and I guess she banned you for whatever reason. But yeah, there are like these are deeply unserious and like just silly people. But the game that they play, because this is all based on engagements, the game that they play is trying to get people who don't know that about them yet to engage with them in good faith. Which is what also makes it really fucking weird about people complaining about bad faith arguments and so forth, because it's like, it doesn't matter anyway. You love bad faith arguments because that drives fucking controversy. You get to make clickbait headlines out of that shit. You're not here to actually debate or discuss or disprove or prove anything. You're just here, to be seen. You don't have any actual political beliefs, no policies, no actual ethics or morals aside from the golden rule. The same shit that we teach fucking everyone in kindergarten. Decided to wear Daryl Davis face paint in public. Good on her. Oh, there's no fucking way. Absolutely no way. They are making their money on controversy and vilification. It's just like the people who fix the ice cream machine at McDonald's, how they're low-key secretly the ones breaking it. Look into this. Google it. The motherfuckers who are horny as shit, like dumbass people like Wick and so on and so forth, these people who ride super hard for let's make content out of Nazis, that's literally what their argument is. It's because their channels would fucking evaporate if we all decided we weren't fucking with that tomorrow. If either we as the audience decided we're not interested in that content anymore, which we slowly are, and you can see in people's analytics how that's playing out. But say for instance, Twitch TOS decided to actually apply their TOS tomorrow, and they were like, anybody doing any type of fascist or crypto fascist shit is getting automatically banned, and anybody who gets reported for that kind of shit, we're going to actually legitimately investigate it the way that we do other things, and we're going to have an actual reasonable council of people to assess these things, and basically point blank all the fascists are getting banned, right? Twitch poll itself would evaporate, would fucking get Thanos snapped into dust, right? If they actually banned all the TERFs, all the fucking Nazis, all the white supremacists, etc., those people would have nobody to talk to. Those people would have nobody to talk to. Stardust couldn't even get a panel full of leftists who all hate her to come on to talk to her. She couldn't even make content out of that. She blocked me and then unblocked me to beg me to be on that panel. And then when I told her no, then suddenly I have an unhealthy obsession with her. When we use that same metric by which we saw how many times I use the word Stardust in my tweets, if we use that same tool to see how many times Stardust uses the word drama and the word keffels in her tweets, it paints a little different picture. But, you know. And I'm breaking my own rule right now. You're talking about these people are bringing them up in public, but it's only 9 viewer Andy stream in the midday. People still don't know I stream during the day, so I don't care. We can have a gossip stream, whatever. You love the Daryl Davis argument because it's just like, all right, and who else takes that approach? It's like that approach of cozying up with racists doesn't work. Just ask the Association of German National Jews. So there's that, and and I'm going to talk about this later on tonight, and I'm going to get super in-depth into it, because I'm going to talk about the 15 points of white supremacist society and the more recent literature on how that is, and how a lot of people, we'll say most people on Twitch poll, are singing that same fucking tune without realizing it. And it's part of what I was talking about in my conversation with Shark, is that cultural hegemony doesn't require you be actively engaged in whatever hate-filled bullshit that you think that you don't participate in order to participate in it. With that said, when we're talking specifically about Klansmen, right, which are a subset of many different white supremacist and or hate groups, like fascist groups in the country, right? Got Wolves of Vinland, the Pagan Motorcycle Gang. Each state probably has its own skinhead organization. Here we have Maryland skinheads. In Pennsylvania, there's Keystone State skinheads, which are now known as Keystone United. DC has their own skinheads. There's different affinity groups of fascists, so like 211 Boot Boys, Wolves of Vinland, etc., etc. There's different. Well, Wolves of Vinland is more like an international organization, but you know, Adam Waffen SS, all these different groups, and then of course you have the quote-unquote lone wolves and stochastic terrorists, right? All of these things exist as part of a infrastructure of white supremacy in the world, not just America, but the world. But when we're talking specifically about Maryland and the Klan in Maryland, I fucking love talking about Daryl Davis. I do. I truly do. Because Daryl Davis and I are from the same neck of the woods. And when Daryl Davis says things like, there is no more Klan in Maryland, I will tell you, point blank, Daryl Davis is full of shit. Daryl Davis is selling you fucking snake oil. And I could easily prove that in 15 seconds, but I'm not going to do that here because you guys all know what I'm talking about. But we're going to do that tonight because Daryl Davis gets brought out. He is the one the one, and I mean one, right? UD tells a story about someone else who lived amongst doing some kind of like journalistic endeavor or something, lived amongst a bunch of neo Nazis, and over the course of several months to perhaps years, talked this one, and I mean one dude out of his racialized hatred or whatever, right? And that's not even, and and here's the thing that gets lost in translation too, right? The same way that I, as a man, as a cis man, like representing cis man, the same way that as a consequence of my being inculcated in misogyny, homophobic culture, etc., transphobic culture, I have to work lifelong to address these issues within my psyche, right? So that's why I try to talk frequently to women and black women so that I can maintain a social relationship that gives me the type of education that I might not be to fill the gaps that I might have just from reading Octavia Butler or Audre Lorde or Angela Davis or whoever, right? Bell Hooks, whoever. That's why I have black trans women in my life. That's why I have trans people in general in my life. That's why I have all these different people who exist on intersections that I don't fall on in my life to support them and uplift them, obviously, but also so that I can learn from them how to be a better person who would support and uplift them, right? But the way that these people think about social issues is you find one, and I was going to say one book, but that's, we're not even doing that, right? We find one streamer, and in a lot of cases, it's not even a streamer because of how fucking absolutely flip-floppy and a lot of stupid shit these streamers are, especially when they say dumb shit and get called out on it and have to walk it back and then pretend like they never said it in the future, right? Motherfuckers find one like YouTube video or like one clip of one streamer dunking on one other significantly more illiterate and more uneducated and more ignorant, whatever you want to say, streamer, and be like, holy shit, this is it. And they model their entire fucking worldview around that, right? They don't understand. Exactly, Michael mistaken. The work never stops. And they don't even see it as work. They see it as changing your opinion, right? You change from liking chocolate to liking vanilla ice cream. And then you just like vanilla ice cream. And then you form your entire persona around liking vanilla ice cream, right? And because you exist in that space, you find it acceptable to then shit on people who like chocolate ice cream, right? And this was a TikTok, it's a concept I've been kind of reading about, but a TikTok that described it more like in a tight package that I watched. It was talking about like the madness of womanhood and how men move with women, right? Because we love like Boolean fucking like binaries, right? There's good men and bad men. Bad men are the rapists and the shysters, etc., etc., etc. And the good men are the people who don't do that, right? Which is a very, very fucking wide space to be in. And if you don't understand why that's fucky, think about as kids where if you had a sibling or if you could imagine two siblings and the one sibling keeps putting their hands on the other sibling and the parents say, keep your hands to yourself. And so the sibling just does like this, like, I'm not touching you, I'm not touching you, I'm not touching you, I'm not touching you, right? And that's the game of chicken that men play with women, because the only people that they are beholden to are other men. And the bar for good men as opposed to bad men is set so fucking low that you can play that game all day. Now, when we apply that logic to white people and black people, you have people like Vosh on here who talk about how people like Shark saying shit like these black people unfortunately lived long enough to express their fatherlessness on the internet, right? And you have ironic expressions of anti-blackness there, and then white people co-signing that for the sole reason that if they tried to make air quotes edgy humor like that, they would probably get canceled, right? It's what are you actually doing here? What is your motive? What are you actually trying to accomplish here? Especially considering the topics that we're talking about and the types of people who tend to get uplifted in the space and the types of people who tend to get shitted on and kind of laughed out of the space. And there's a lot of shit that's been said about this by several other black people, not just me. I'm not the first. I'm probably not going to be the last. I'm not the most prominent. I'm not the most important. And I'm not the person who's received the worst of it. I'm just calling it like I see it. The space in general, whether we're talking about Twitch poll, Twitch, whatever. I don't know what to call any of this shit because I'm not familiar with any of it. It has a white supremacy problem. It just does. And because motherfuckers are too cowardly to acknowledge that and admit that there is work that they need to do and they're not strong enough to do that work, or they're just straight up fucking crypto fash themselves, the problem doesn't get solved. Furthermore, why do you think Klan wore hoods? Is it because they wanted to hide their faces from normal society? Because we understand that lynchings were common in normal society at the time, and up until fairly recently, so why would the Klan need to hide their faces with hoods? It couldn't possibly be because black people would find out who they are and where they lived and do a little Daryl Davis shit of their own, could it? Couldn't possibly be that, you know what I mean? Because we on the left, we don't want diplomacy. We just want to fucking talk about how much further left we are than everyone else. It's not that we have to do shit and gatekeep and do self-defense and these sorts of things and security culture as a matter of fucking survival. It's just that we all have holier than thou attitudes because that's how they view identities. Not as experience with power, but clubs that you join. I'm in a club. I said trans rights, so I'm in the Trans Ally Club now. You know what I mean? And that means I get to do a bunch of weird fucking performative shit like get banned for arguing with TERFs all day on Twitter. While the homeless people in my fucking city starve. They got kicked out because their fucking religious zealot family members kicked them out for being trans. And I might do one fundraiser for a 503c fucking fundraiser or nonprofit or some shit like that every 6 months to a year. And call myself an ally. And tell myself that I am contributing to the solution while I watch the government that I tell people to vote in destroy these people's lives every second of every hour of every day. It's because all they had after the Civil War was their soiled bed sheets. That's funny. Nah, the Klan wore hoods because they didn't want niggas who had just had their family members lynched to find out who the people who lynched them were. Fucking duh. Fucking duh. Why does Spider-Man wear a mask? Why does Batman wear a mask? Who did the Batman work with in the new movie? The Batman was wearing a fucking mask, working with the police, right? So why the fuck would he need to wear a mask if the people who are the protectors in society and have the ultimate power, the monopoly on violence, if you're a horny ass, weird ass ANCAP, why would he need to mask up still if he could just call the cops? After they lost their white supremacist crusade, they hid like bitches. Yeah, I mean, so here's the thing, is that I feel like looking at that is kind of weird as well because we know the country itself is white supremacist, right? What their crusade was actually about was what I always say. They want to fuck us, they want to kill us, they want to eat us. That's it. And that's all they wanted us to be, to exist for. And you know what's funny? FD Signifier actually said in his one of his videos that the demographic of people who most fetishize black men is white men. And it doesn't always have to be sexually, you know what I mean? Knights of the Golden Circle, yeah. I'm trying to write a vid about the American Colonization Society, but they're on my list as well to write about. And I want to write about all the Nazis that just fucking dipped to Argentina after World War II. I want to write about that and like Operation Paperclip. I'm gonna follow you because you clearly know where you're going. Even if the killer's fucking looking at us. Okay, he's not. I was gonna say, if it's Ghosty, I'm gonna be pissed because I haven't seen the nigga yet, and he's steady peeking. Oh, it's the Bing Bong Man. It's time to get away from that generator. Yo has the weirdest scream, yo. The weirdest scream. And he's got the binger on, so you can't tell where the bing is coming from. I fucking hate the Bing Bong Man. Okay, my game just crashed. That's cool. So that's cool. I was like, why did it freeze? It was freezing because it crashed. There's this game Shatterline I want to check out. Let's check out Shatterline, shall we? Well, I'm gonna grab a drink really quick. I'll be right back. Before I do that, though, I'm gonna leave y'all with a loop. Even though I'm not gonna be going long, just cause I fuck with this loop, I want y'all to hear it. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. I had to fix that real quick. There we go. I'm gonna save that because that actually needed to get fixed for that part anyway. All right. Cats. Cats. Stop fucking screaming. I'm not the one who feeds you. Fucking 9:30 a.m. this morning, both the cats come in my room, staying on me, start screaming. I'm like, okay, I know the person who brought you in the house, who owns you and who loves you the most. That's how you get them to feed you. That is not how you get me to feed you. I will not and will never feed you. So this game is called, what's this shit called? Shatterline. Also just got a fresh bottle of resin to try and print with the Anycubic with. So if I can get that going, you all will be the first to know about it. But my luck with that thing has not been great so far. And I haven't tried to use it in probably a full year. But I'll give it a go at some point either today or this weekend, I'm sure. I'll try and give it a shot. That thing was too fucking expensive, first of all, but it's too valuable if I can get it going for it to be just sitting there. I want to do like D&D minis and shit. Warhammer minis, all that stuff. I probably paid like $600 total for the printer and the washing station and everything that you need to get a print from resin in the bottle to something sitting on your desk looking clean. Spent about 600 all told, which is 3 times as much as I spent on that thing over there to get that thing going. But it also has, yeah, I think it has a little bit larger build area. So I'm also going to be in my VC if anyone wants to join in. But yeah, I guess I'm going to play Shatterline now. My facial hair is growing back. Why is this game not running? What happened? Because it's already running. Okay. That's news to me. This game is busted already. Let's try this again. I don't know what overlay I'm gonna lay over this. I guess I'm just gonna put the regular Mortal Kombat overlay over top. Or I'll tell you what, I'll do this. Where we got it. There we go. Yeah, I'll do this. And you know what else I'm gonna do today? I'm gonna redesign like my background and all this sort of stuff here. I think I'm gonna do that. What up, some dumb? Yeah, I fixed it. I don't know if you saw what I said. Yeah, so apparently, I don't know. So I have a shared ban list with UD, and apparently you got banned in her channel. I don't know when or why that happened. I honestly don't care, but yeah, that's what happened. I'm assuming Universal Discourse banned you. I'm assuming that's also what happened to me in Grimlow's server and why I can't talk in Grimlow's channel anymore. But yeah. I might also be banned from his Discord server now that I look. Oh no, never mind. There it is. Haven't been on UD for a hot minute. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. And I don't know why the fuck this game is refusing to actually boot up, fam. Like, what is the deal here? See if we can make this thing fucking work. Can we make it work? Because it's also hella quiet in here. It's kind of eerie. I might just restart my computer. I only got 3 viewers anyway. I'm going to do that. I'll be back in a moment. And I'm also going to smoke some weed. I'll be back.